Control Houston. Please call station for a voice check.
All right, station, this is Mark Zuckerberg at Facebook. Can you hear me okay?
Hey, Mark, we read you loud and clear. It's a pleasure to talk with you today.
It's great to talk to you guys, too. I have to say, when you're building products to try to connect everyone in the world, connecting folks who are out in space is about as extreme and cool as it gets. So it's awesome to have the opportunity to talk to you guys today. Thanks for doing this. So I think we should start by,
It's our pleasure.
Can you introduce yourselves and your roles and how long you've been working up there for?
Yeah, sure.
Nice. So let's start with a couple of questions here about the science that you're doing on board the space station. Is astronaut ice cream a real thing?
That's a great question, Mark. We know that astronaut ice cream that you buy in the gift store, that powdery stuff, yeah, that's not real. But we've had ice cream on board. When SpaceX came up, they delivered a bunch of ice cream in a freezer, so that's been quite the treat. I think we're down to our last few bars. We're trying to ration it. So that's the real ice cream, and that's quite a treat up here.
All right, so I'm curious to hear about what kind of technology you guys are working on that's going to help us travel to Mars. Beyond, of course, all the communication technology that we're working on to be able to connect with you guys to make sure that that works. By the way, it's awesome to see the microphone just flying around over there. That is not something that I'm used to, even in our virtual reality lab where we can make stuff like that. We just haven't yet. So let's go to the thread. So we got a question from Hakeem, which is obviously astronauts train extensively for this kind of a mission. But is there anything in particular that you weren't expecting or that surprised you? Like the microphone?
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy?
All right. So let's. So what's the next question that we should go to?
That's a great question, Mark.
So what kind of research are you doing in space that we can't do anywhere else?
That's a great question, Mark. No, but seriously, we have 3 Russian cosmonauts on board.
Very impressive. So in addition to being top scientists and in great shape and very precise operationally, you also need to be linguists. So let's go to another question on the thread, which is a little more fun, is do food and drinks taste differently in space?
Most astronauts that have been up here over the years will say that their tastes change a little bit.
What advice can you give aspiring explorers like me regarding how you got to be where you are today on board the International Space Station?
Mama! Didn't mean to make you cry.
So, one question that I have is I've heard that you guys use social networking and social technology quite a bit, and I'm curious to hear how that goes. Yeah, well, I love following the photos as well myself. So, what do you guys do for fun when you're out in a zero gravity environment? I mean, what's the most fun thing that you've found to do that you didn't expect?
Well, we do a lot of things that are fun. Actually, none of us get tired of viewing the Earth from up here, so we spend a lot of time in the window studying all the details of the Earth.
So you just fly around and flip around the space station?
That's a great question, Mark.
So, thank you guys for doing that. So going back to science for a second, and you were talking about how a lot of this is experimenting on the human body to see what it can take in space. All right. I think we probably have time for one more question. And, Facebook being a technology company, what I'm really interested in is, how all this works, right, scientifically and technologically.
Wow, that's an interesting question.
All right. Well, I just want to take a moment to thank you guys. This has been an incredible experience. It's the first Facebook Live we've ever done, and it's amazing that this worked. From someone here on Earth, thank you. It's really important, and I hope the rest of the trip goes well and safely, and that you learn a lot of good stuff from the experiments that you're doing. Thank you so much.
Take care.
There you go. That's what I was looking for.